Mr. Kelly, bring us home.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks for holding this hearing today and allowing me to be here. To both Mr. Taylor and Mr. Sowers, thank you for standing up and actually talking about your story. I'm an automobile dealer, and every time I get a chance to talk about the IRS, my son calls me and says, "Dad, please be careful. I don't want them coming in the store." I know one thing for sure. The issue that we're talking about today should be a national outrage. It just shouldn't be a concern of this committee. It should be the whole country should be standing up and saying, not in our country, not at this time, not on our watch. It is stunning to me, the arrogance of the IRS. Now, I know that we have to have a way of collecting revenue, and I'm not painting everybody with the same brush. But for you to sit where you're sitting, and we have a form called the 8300 form, if it's 10 grand or more, we got to report it. So I'm talking to the garage today, and I said to Stephanie, so tell me, for us to be in compliance, she goes, you know what, I haven't watched for any other signs that may look like somebody's structuring. And I'm saying, you're talking about guys that make steel down the street for us, guys that make railroad cars, guys that stand on their feet all day, and girls that do stuff all day long to make a living. And those are the people we're really worried about? Just from where you are, Mr. Taylor and Mr. Sowers, talk about the loss that you've incurred. Not just in the fact that they could shut you down, but you're not paid interest on that money that was frozen. You don't have your loss in your communities of your reputation and how you have to go back and try to repair that. This is the part that I think that we're missing, because we're talking about people, real people. People who get up every day with one reason and one reason only, and that's to take care of their kids, their community, their churches, and their schools. And then we have an agency that comes in and says, yeah, you're the guys we're looking for because you don't know how to deposit money. You're the bad guys. Mr. Taylor, tell me how that has affected you in your community, Mr. Sires, you in your community, and the fact that the arrogance of this agency could come in and do it. I don't give a damn if they said they were sorry or not. They knew exactly what they were doing to you, and they knew exactly where it was leading. And you know what else they knew? They knew you didn't have the money to ante up to fight them. And that's why you'd settle. Look at this up on the board. I'm going to put this, you know, we call it a shakedown back home, but this is what I think they're doing. If you can just take a look at extortion is the practice of obtaining money, property, or services through coercion, force, or threats. It is synonymous with shakedown. Do either of you feel like you got a shakedown?
Certainly I got a shakedown, and I guess the biggest impact it had on me was the story the local paper did. It makes you sound like you're a criminal. I mean, and my daughter just the other day told me, you know, you must be doing something wrong. You're always in trouble. But she's known me for 40 years, and she knows I got a big mouth, and I don't stand back when somebody's doing something wrong to tell everybody. And that's what happened. I told everybody that walked up to my table at the farmer's market what happened. And those people are upset. I mean, people are upset.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I do everything the way I should do it, and I don't really care what other people think. But, you know, that's just the way it is. I mean,
So
people think.
let me ask you, because I know how badly you were hurt, but so now checks were bouncing, right?
Yes.
Okay, I live in a small town too. You bounce a check, and I guarantee you those tellers say, you hear what happened up at Kelly's? Their checks are bouncing. That goes to that community like wildfire. I bet in your community, a guy that's been an upstanding citizen, you and your wife raised a wonderful family, wonderful business, I bet your name went through that community so fast. You know who couldn't give a damn about it? People in the IRS. They don't care how much they crush you. They don't care how much they demean you. They don't care what the grinder is they put you through. You know why? Because they have absolute power to do it, and they has corrupted them absolutely. If you can, Mr. Taylor, tell me how it's affected you, and please, this is your day to tell your story to America of what's happening right now on our shores. This is not Germany with the Gestapo coming in or Russia with the KGB coming in. This is right here in America, right here with our own government. So, Mr. Taylor, how much has this hurt you?
I'm not sure I can quantify how much it's hurt me.
And I know you can't.
And all I know is I just have to live my life the way I know how to live it, trying to do things right. And sooner or later, people will realize that something went wrong there, and it wasn't with me. I can't fight it. I just have to move on.
Okay, well, I just want to offer you something. Chairman, I want to thank you so much for this, because you know what? The truth of the matter is you can't go in that arena and fight for yourself. But you know what you can do? You can elect people to go and represent you in this government that's looking out for your best interest. You need champions that are going to rise up to say you have hurt our people. You have done terrible wrong to our people. And it has to be remedied. The fact that we have a hearing is one thing. There's no way we can go back and repair your reputations. There's no way we can go back and repair the damage we've done to you just as a person. Your wives are with you today. It hurts not just you, your business, your family, but your grandchildren and your children. It affects you in the community. And this is all because of somebody thinking that you structured a deposit in order to hoodwink the IRS. That is absolutely preposterous, and it's not allowed to stand in America, especially not this time, and certainly not on our watch. Thank you guys for having the gumption and the courage to stand up and tell your story.